Transcript of Emergency Address to the High Council of Zelnar Prime. By Defense Minister Kretmesh Cycle 47, Revolution 3, Day 284. Esteemed members of the High Council, I stand before you today not with our usual pleasantries and diplomatic niceties, but with the raw, unfiltered truth that many of you have chosen to ignore. 3 days ago, I watched through our long-range sensors as 47 human vessels faced down the largest hive mind incursion we've seen in a decade. Activates holographic display showing the battle. Look carefully at this footage. Those bright flashes, each one represents a human ship fighting to the death. Each explosion marks the place where human crews chose to detonate their cores rather than let the hive mind take their vessels. And where was our coalition fleet during this massacre? Zooms out to show distant sensor signatures. Ah, yes, maintaining a strategic distance of 15 light minutes from the battle. 12 of our finest ships representing 5 different species, watching as humans once again bled for our safety. But perhaps you think this is an isolated incident? Changes holographic display. Here's the crystal entity swarm invasion from last cycle. 230 human vessels formed a barrier between the swarm and our populated worlds. They lost 78 ships and 32,000 crew members. Our contribution? 8 support vessels that never entered weapons range. Changes display again. The Void Hunters attempt to establish a beachhead in the Orion Spur. Humans lost 15 colony worlds, pushing them back. We sent strongly worded diplomatic protests and a single observation vessel. But let me tell you about what I witnessed personally, because it haunts my sleep cycles and should haunt yours as well. The HMS Warthog's buttcrack, a human heavy cruiser assigned to patrol our sector. When 3 hive mind dreadnoughts breached the defense line and headed for our populated worlds, where was our defense fleet? Conducting exercises in the outer rim, safely away from any actual threat. The Warthog's buttcrack intercepted those dreadnoughts alone. Plays audio recording. This is Captain Tatiana Adio of the HMS Warthog's buttcrack to any Allied vessels in range. We are engaging 3 dreadnoughts on approach to populated systems, requesting immediate support. Multiple hull breaches on decks 3 through 7. Life support failing on lower decks. We will hold them here. Warthog's buttcrack out. No support came. None of our ships responded. The Warthog's buttcrack fought for 26 hours straight. When their weapons were depleted, they rammed the final dreadnought. Their sacrifice saved 3 worlds, 15 billion lives, while we cowered in the dark spaces between stars. Do you know what the humans found in the Warthog's buttcrack? Asked Blackbox Recording. The final words of Captain Adeo to her crew. It's been an honor serving with you all. Let's show them how humanity fights when the chips are down. And we gave her a posthumous medal, a pretty trinket to send back to Earth in a box, along with a diplomatic note thanking humanity for their valued contribution to galactic security. This brings me to my next point, honored council members. We've intercepted some deeply troubling communications from human military command, and what they're saying about our contribution to galactic defense should terrify every being in this chamber. But first, let me show you the actual numbers behind our reliance on human military power and what it's truly costing them. Activates new holographic display showing military strength distributions. Behold, council members, the shameful truth of our galactic defense in raw numbers. Humans comprise less than 7% of the Galactic Alliance's population, yet they provide 90% of our effective military strength. The remaining 32 species, ourselves included, contribute a pathetic 10% combined. We outnumber humans 15 to 1, yet we hide behind their shields and walls like frightened younglings. Zooms in on recent battle statistics. In the last cycle alone, our species has sent exactly 47 vessels to support major defensive operations. Would you like to know how many of those ships actually engaged in combat? 3. The others maintained what we diplomatically call support positions, agitated clicking of secondary mandibles. Let's be honest about what those positions really were. Far enough away to claim participation while ensuring zero risk to our precious vessels. Changes display to show intercepted human communications. And now, honored council members, let me share what our protectors really think of us. These are excerpts from encrypted human military channels that our intelligence division recently decoded. I warn you, their words are not diplomatic. Another request for human reinforcements from the Zelnari sector. Apparently, their entire defense fleet is undergoing critical maintenance during a Class 1 incursion. Again, Admiral Hannah reads, Earth Fleet Command. We're losing good people every day while these tourists send their observation ships to watch us die. I've got crews pulling triple shifts because we're stretched so thin, and the Galactic Alliance still thinks sending 2 ships per sector counts as meaningful contribution. Captain Nathaniel Wall, 7th Fleet Commander. Switches to casualty statistics. Look at these numbers. In the past cycle, human forces have suffered 92% of all military casualties in galactic defense operations. That's 14728. 3 dead human service members. Our casualties, 842. Not because we're better fighters, because we simply aren't fighting. Displays medical data. These are the psychological assessments from human military medical services. Combat fatigue is up 300% in their forces. They're burning out. Their soldiers and sailors are exhausted, traumatized, and increasingly resentful. Here's a quote from their Military Psychological Health Division. Increasing reports of anger and frustration among human military personnel regarding the perceived lack of support from allied species. Common themes include fighting everyone else's battles, being taken for granted, and dying for people who won't even fight for themselves. Changes to economic comparison. And while humans commit nearly 40% of their gross economic output to military spending and defense research, what do we commit? Zooms in on Zelnari figures. 0.1%. That's not a mistake in decimal placement, honored council members. While human worlds strain under the burden of maintaining the forces that protect us all, we spend more on entertainment and leisure than we do on defending our own species. Let me be brutally clear, we are parasites. We feed off human sacrifice while contributing nothing of substance in return. Their blood pays for our safety, their lives purchase our peace, and their families grieve so ours don't have to. But there's something even more terrifying than these numbers, something that should chill every being in this chamber to their core. We've detected increasing discussions in human military and political channels about a topic that could spell doom for our entire galaxy. Withdrawal. Murmurs of alarm from the Council. Yes, you hear me correctly. For the first time in 50 cycles, serious discussions are taking place in human government about stepping back from galactic defense, about letting other species take responsibility for their own security. And if that happens, well, I have some projections about our survival chances that will ensure none of you sleep well tonight. Activates new holographic simulation. What you're seeing, honored council members, is not a historical recording. This is a predictive model showing what happens to our galaxy exactly 2.3 cycles after a human withdrawal from galactic defense. Watch carefully. Red dots begin spreading rapidly across the galactic map. Each red marker represents a system falling to outside forces. Without human intervention, the hive mind takes the Orion spur in under 30 days. The crystal entities consume the Perseus arm within 2 months. The Void Hunters? Yeah. They don't even need to fight. They simply wait for the others to weaken us. Switches to economic projections. I am proposing an immediate increase in our military spending from 0.1% to 15% of our GDP. Yes, you heard that correctly. 15%. I see your expressions of shock, your reflexive calculations of how this will affect your precious profit margins, but let me be clear, this is not a negotiation, this is survival. displays new military organizational chart. Here is my comprehensive plan for a joint human ex-Minari defense initiative. We will build our fleet, not the token force we maintain now, but a real fleet. We will establish joint training facilities on every major world in our territory. We will send our young to train alongside human military advisors to learn not just their tactics but their resolve, their determination, their unwavering commitment to stand against impossible odds. Our soldiers will learn to fight alongside humans, not cower behind them. Our ships will advance with theirs, not observe from safe distances. Our blood will mix with theirs in defense of our galaxy, as it always should have. Displays casualty projections. Yes, we will suffer losses. Yes, we will face the same horrors humans have faced alone for generations. But the alternative returns to galaxy simulation, accelerates timeline watch. Without humans, the hive mind reaches our core worlds in 2.1 cycles. The crystal entities begin consuming our colonial systems in 2.2 cycles. By 2.3 cycles, the combined forces of our enemies reach Zelnar Prime itself. Our mathematical models give us a survival probability of 0.0034%. Deactivates all displays. Chamber lights brighten. Honored council members, the humans have a saying, "Put your money where your mouth is." For too long, we have offered empty words of gratitude while they offered their lives. We have given diplomatic platitudes while they have given their blood. We have watched from the shadows while they have stood in the light, fighting our battles, dying our deaths. The humans are tired, they are angry, and they have every right to be. But they are also something else. Something I have observed in every interaction with their military leaders. They are honorable. If we show them, not tell them, but show them that we are ready to stand with them as true allies, they will not abandon us. The choice before us is simple, though its execution will be difficult. We can maintain our comfortable complacency and face extinction within 3 cycles, or we can rise to become the allies that humanity deserves, that our galaxy needs us to be. Steps closer to Council Dais. I have submitted my complete proposal to your secure terminals. I expect a vote within the hour, and while you consider your decision, I want you to remember the final transmission from the HMS Warthog's butt crack. Remember Captain Adio and her crew, who died protecting our people while our ships hid in the darkness. We can hide no longer. The time has come to step into the light and fight alongside humanity. Straightens to formal posture. The motion is before you, Honored Council. The future of our species, of our entire galaxy, rests upon your next words. Choose wisely. End of address. Addendum to historical record. The High Council voted 94-6 in favor of Defense Minister Kretmesh's proposal. The Zelnari Defense Initiative was implemented immediately, marking the beginning of what human historians would later call the Great Awakening of galactic species to their defensive responsibility. Within 5 cycles, Zelnari ships would fight alongside human vessels in the Battle of the Crimson Nebula, suffering heavy casualties but, for the first time, earning the genuine respect of their human allies. Thank you so much for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave it a like and to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Feel free to comment and share it as well. With all that said, go on and check out the video in the top left. I think you might like it.